Hello, Namaskar. Welcome to Bankon Services. We are the business loan and subsidy consultants based at Bangalore. We are the professionals involved in preparation of bank-ready DPRs, loan documentation, government subsidy support for MSME and agricultural projects. Today, we are going to explain you about one attractive government scheme. So, if you are planning to start your own business but are worried about arranging the finance for your business or the investments, then this video is for you. The Government of India offers a very attractive scheme called Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program (PMEGP). Under this scheme, eligible applicants can avail bank loans for starting their new businesses, and they can receive the subsidy up to 35% of the project cost, depending on the scheme guidelines. In many cases, loans are sanctioned without collateral security. That means this kind of projects, banks usually don't ask any collateral security like property or bank surety or something like that. So even without security, one can avail the loan from the bank. Problem is, many applicants are unaware of this complete process. Every year lakhs of applications are submitted, but only a portion of them finally reach the sanction stage. So the different often lies in proper documentation, selection of the right projects, so preparation of the DPR, all those things. So in today's video, I am going to explain the complete PMEGP process step by step. I am going to explain all these steps so in detail, right from bank loan application to subsidy sanction. All these steps will be explained in detail. But this video is going to be a detailed video. It may take some time. You got to be patient with me to understand all the complete steps. But I can assure you that if you watch this video till the end, you will gain a clear understanding about the PMEGP, how it works, and what you should do to improve the chances of your project approved. If you go through the complete video, I can assure you that you don't have to watch other different videos to get the idea about this scheme. So without wasting much time, let's begin to understand PMEGP in a practical manner. This is Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, and I'm going to explain the complete step-by-step process right from application to sanction of the subsidy. So it includes bank application, subsidy application, and all those things. Let's dive deep into this scheme. So what this presentation actually covers. First, what the PMEGP scheme is, introduction to PMEGP, what it is, and then the eligibility criteria, who all can apply for this scheme, what is the eligibility requirements, and then what are the business activities that can be sanctioned or considered under this scheme. I am going to explain all those things so that you can know whether your project will be sanctioned under PMEGP. Then how much loan and subsidy you can take, and how to select the right project, how to prepare the documentation. This is going to be very important. How to apply for both the bank loan and this PMEGP scheme. There will be two separate applications. So I am going to explain all these both the things. And then online application process, importance of DPR, how to prepare the DPR, how the DPR should be, so that you don't miss out any details in the DPR part. Then how, once the application is done, how the bankers evaluate whether this project can be sanctioned or not. What are the points they will look at, and then once the application is done, how to follow up so that the loan will be sanctioned without much delay in the process. Then common rejection reason. This is very important because most of the almost 80% of the applications will be rejected in this scheme. It is not because that the government scheme is very cumbersome or something like that, but it is being rejected by either banks or department because of the wrong documentation and wrong procedure following. Then I'm going to give you some tips for the improve the approval chances, and I will explain what is the consultancies, professional consultancy services that will be offered by our Bankon services. So I will give you the contact details so that you can inquire about the professional charges and all those things. Fine. So introduction to PMEGP scheme. Then what is PMEGP? The first thing is it is a credit-linked subsidy scheme by Government of India. So what does it mean? It means you have to compulsorily avail the bank loan to get this benefit from the government. It is not that if you are investing your own money or taken from any money lender or your friends or something like that, if you start the business, then this subsidy scheme will not be applicable to you. You have to compulsorily take the loan from any recognized banks. And this scheme is implemented by these three boards: KVIC, KVIB and state DICs. COIR board is also there, but majorly these three departments are taking care of the subsidy sanction and disbursement of the subsidy amount. The scheme will be monitored by these three guys. So under this scheme, you can avail the loan up to 50 lakhs for the manufacturing process. There are two sectors, like one is manufacturing, where you are going to produce something. So it is like a factory or something, you are going to produce a product. So it is like manufacturing. And in service sector, you don't have any product produced, you will be giving the services like maybe a beauty parlor, saloon or Xerox shop, all those things. So that is the service sector. In the manufacturing sector, you can avail the loan up to 50 lakhs. One important thing here is, it is not that you have to take only 50 lakh rupees loan. You can avail more loan also if the bankers find this your project is suitable and all. But the subsidy will be considered up to only 50 lakh rupees. Like 35% of 50 lakhs will be 17.5 lakh rupees. You can avail the subsidy up to 17.5 lakh rupees for a 50 lakh loan project. If you have taken 10 lakh rupees, then the project subsidy will be capped up to 3.5 lakh rupees. So it is not that 35% will be the standard or default subsidy percentage. It depends on different factors like your where you are going to put the factory or services, like whether it is rural area or urban area, or where your caste or gender, all those things will be considered before finalizing this percentage of the subsidy. This is about the overview of the PMEGP scheme. Next, let us understand what are the PMEGP eligibility criteria. Who all are eligible for this scheme? Actually, there is not too much of strict rules and eligibility criteria are involved in this scheme. It is very simple. So you have to be minimum 18 years of age, and for this project, for 10 lakh rupees of manufacturing project and above 5 lakh rupees in service sector, 8th pass education should is compulsorily required. This is one thing. Any individuals or SHGs, all these eligible for applying for this scheme. And one more thing is, it is like if you are starting the new business, then only it is PMEGP can be covered. If you are already having a business and looking for the expansion of the business and taking the loan, then usually it will not come under the PMEGP, because as the name says, it is given for the employment generation. So if you are already employed, having a self-employment or something like that, you cannot be considered under this scheme. However, if you have already taken the first PMEGP loan, then for this expansion also you can get the benefit under PMEGP scheme. Okay, these are the basic eligibility criteria. There is not much to avail the subsidy. However, to get the bank loan, there are some other things involved that I am going to explain in the later part of this video. Now, let us understand what are all the business activities that is eligible under this scheme, because we have to see, you can just check whether if your project idea is eligible under this scheme. To know about that, here is the major list, like manufacturing projects. As I told earlier, some produce will be there, production process or manufacturing process, all these things, food processing, textile, paper, these are the major headings. So in service sector, these are the major headings, you can check in the screen, but it is just the overview, but you can see the details about this. I will show you. There are more than 250 cases, projects that will be considered under PMEGP. You can check that in the PMEGP official website. To know that, you have to fill this application part. Once you are selecting the application, say I am just filling the details, some of the meetings, so that to show you how it goes. Okay, I will going to explain this later. So there are these 4 agencies are involved. I will select DIC. I better suggest you to select this DIC only, so they are like easily available. And then this Karnataka, I'm not showing this thing application part, to check which are all the industries eligible for this type of activity, manufacturing, then select industry. Look at here, there are almost 234 entries are there. These 234 projects are eligible under this scheme. This is like heading, it doesn't mean that you have to have this same businesses, like other also there. The department thinks that your project is eligible under this scheme, they can consider this scheme under the others also. So you can just have the idea about what are all the things available or all are eligible for the scheme. There are more than 250 schemes are eligible for this scheme. So this is the official website of the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Some sensitive industries like tobacco, meat slaughterhouse, hotels like big hotels, and intoxicant, these pollution causing industries, all these things are not covered under PMEGP. Now let us understand what is the PMEGP loan and subsidy structure. How much loan and how much subsidy, all those things. This is going to be very important for this. Here is a table where it is an applicant's category, and these are about the other parameters. Suppose a general category person doing the project in the rural area can avail up to 25% of this project cost as a subsidy. It is not that he should be a resident of the village, he should be doing the project in the village. Project location should be the rural area. You have to get the subsidy certificate from the local department or taluk office saying that your project location is a rural area. If it is rural area, depending on the population of that area, they will give the certificate. Suppose you are a woman and doing the project in urban area, like say a beauty parlor, then you can get up to 25% of the project cost as a subsidy. This is how it goes. This is the margin money requirement. Margin money is like your own contribution. Usually bankers will not fund 100% of the project cost as a loan, so they will ask you to put some margin from your pocket. For the general category, you have to put 10% of the project cost as your margin, and for all these categories you can just put only 5% of the project cost as the margin or promoter's contribution. Suppose if your project cost is say 1 lakh rupees, then if you are a woman or this category SC, ST, OBC, you have to put only 5,000 rupees. I am just giving the example, like for 10 lakh rupees it is 50,000 rupees. So here for 10 lakh rupees it is 1 lakh rupees your margin. You will get 9 lakh rupees the amount as the loan amount from the bank. This is also very important. So maximum project cost is, as I explained already, it is 50 lakh rupees for manufacturing, and 20 lakh rupees is the maximum ceiling for the subsidy consideration. If you take the more loan amount also from the bank, if the bank sanctions more amount, subsidy will be considered only up to this 50 lakhs and 20 lakhs rupees cap. So the next part is how to select the right project. This is very interesting because we come across many people saying that, sir, I want to do the business, please let me know which business has the subsidy so that I will do that business. Like they are going to do the business where the subsidy is available. Like they will be like, I am doing the project because the subsidy is available. We suggest them that please don't get into the business, any business where because the subsidy is available. You just plan your business where you have your skills or experience or family background or a perfect idea, that you select the business and just see whether the your business is applicable under PMEGP or whatever the subsidy scheme is available. Because just for the sake of subsidy, if you get into the business, it is definitely going to be very difficult to make the project successful. So the thing is, don't get into the business where you don't have much expertise or skills just because the subsidy is available. One thing, and the second thing is never ever overestimate the project cost just for availing the higher subsidy amount, because it is going to be very difficult in the disbursement of the loan amount. Never estimate the project cost more than what is actually required. What are the documents required for PMEGP application? This is important. Aadhaar card, PAN card, okay, everybody will be having this, not a problem. Education certificate for the project above 10 lakhs and 5 lakhs for the manufacturing and subsidy service sector. Minimum 8th pass is required, so that you can give the marks card from your school board. Okay, and address proof, these things will be considered for address proof. Then this is very important, category certificate. If you are availing the subsidy under any category, so you can just submit the cash certificate from the department so that you can avail the higher amount of subsidy. So this is the quotation. This is not actually required for the direct application, PMEGP application, but it is required for preparation of DPR. Whatever the cost that will be considered under that in the DPR project cost analysis estimation, the quotation cost will be considered. There should not be any mismatch between the quotations given and the cost considered in the project report. If there is a mismatch, then definitely it is going to be creating the problem. So all these quotations are required to estimate the total project cost. So apart from this, actually some 2-3 other certificates are required to get the highest score in the PMEGP application process. Like you have to get the rural area certificate from the local authorities to prove that the project area is coming under the rural area. If it is the rural area, so you can get the highest subsidy if it is rural area only. So you can get the certificate. It is not mentioned here. And also if any income certificate and ration card is also required to let them know how many people are there residing in the family. That is also one of the factors considered. And so what are the documents required for bank loan processing? So these are the major basic documents. So it is not the complete list, maybe because the list depends on case to case basis, cannot be generalized, but these are all the basic things like income proof, your salary slip, business income proof. These are all actually not required because it is an employment generation scheme. So income proof is okay, because if you are having any alternative income, then your score will be higher in the application. And then existing loan details, property collateral documents. I suggest you better ask for the CGTMSE scheme for this loan section, because in the CGTMSE scheme your project loan will be sanctioned without any collateral securities. Better I request you to go under CGTMSE scheme, because if you offer any collateral security for small loan, it will take more process, like you have to get the property papers and the legal opinion, valuation of the properties. All those things will be like time taking, and there will be a lot of procedure. So I suggest you request the bank manager to sanction the loan under CGTMSE scheme. For small project up to 20-30 lakhs, you can get the CGTMSE scheme easily. That is one thing. If the bankers insist that they may not be confident about the project, if they insist for the collateral securities, then you can just explore the availability of any collateral securities if available. One more thing was there, I just removed so that it was not much necessary for everybody. Project report, this is I highlighted this because it is going to be very important document in the bank loan processing. Okay, because this DPR explain the complete details about the project. So what is the project, what is the cost, the promoter experience, background, all those things, financials, everything will be discussed, so that a manager or bank processing officer can know about the whole project. So this project report, don't consider it as just a formality. So all the project details and the evaluation process will be depending on this process, because you cannot explain the project to everybody. The bank processing officer, everything what you are going to do, what you are, and everything your experience, all those things will be clearly written in this. So it is going to be very important document, because many people just consider it as like piece of paper where you have to submit something in the name of project report. So it is never just a formality, and all those things you can submit as per the list. PMEGP online application process. This section is going to be a bit lengthy process, because I am going to explain all these process step by step. Mainly I can show you how to apply online for this. Okay, this is the home section of the PMEGP portal. Then you go for application for new unit, then okay, then you just enter your Aadhaar card. It is just a sample Aadhaar, just a dummy number I have just given. You can just put all these details. So I suggest use choose for DIC. Most of the time these guys it is easily, people will be easily available. And say your state, district, and then if you choose DAC, it will be like DAC here. If you choose KVIB, it will be like KVIB board. You will get the address where you can meet the officials if it is required. So that is the thing. And then you can mention the date of birth, gender, like say male, and your category, OBC, qualification, 8 pass, like that. So then unit location, all those things. Then type of activity, as I told you earlier. So you can just choose any. Decide I'll make cement blocking. Okay, fine. All those things. Then once you do this, you have to save this application data. If you have left anything, it will show like you have to fill these details. So once you do that, you will get a SMS in your registered mobile. So you have given the mobile number here. In that mobile number, you will get the SMS with the user ID and password. Using that user ID and password, you can just go to the next step. So once it is done, you have to come back to the home and then registered. You are a registered applicant now. Once you do that, you will get the user ID. So this is your user ID, and then you will receive the password also in the same thing. So you can mention the password. The important notice will come. Please verify Aadhaar number, name, date of birth, all those things. Okay, you have to just verify. So once it is done, here comes the PMEGP scorecard. So here you have to upload the important document. So it will just score according to the criteria mentioned. To get the PMEGP application going as a screening, primary screening, you have to get the minimum marks of at least 60%, 60 marks out of 100. For some projects it is like 50 marks, but I suggest you try to get the 60 plus marks for this in this scorecard. Okay, like if you are a 25 to 40 year applicant, then 6 marks will be given. Number of dependencies, if it is up to 3%, you have to upload the ration card for this. Then you will get the 2 marks like that. So this is a credit history. DSCR, this average DSCR, it will be given in the project report. So if it is more than 2, you have to make sure that better it is keep more than 2, and then you can get 5 marks. So accordingly, you better get 60 plus marks in this application process. So this is a scorecard. This is very important. If it is less than 60%, better you don't do that. Okay, then you have to upload all these documents like passport photo, project profile and summary. You ask for a person who has prepared the project report to give the summary in maybe 2 pages, because you don't upload the complete project report here. You just give the summary within 2-3 pages. So that is better. So you ask the your DPR guy to give this summary. Okay, then final submission. Once you do all these things, you can come to final submission page. Okay, the site is a bit slow, it seems. Okay, then if you have made any invalid submission, it will show. If everything is right, it will be like everything is green, so that you can go ahead. So this is the final submission, and you can just check the current status as well. And then once it is sanctioned, you will get the EDP. You will have to get the EDP training. So during the application process, I suggest you choose for the online training program. So if the online training is available once the loan is sanctioned, this will be done only after the sanction of the bank loan. You can go for the online application. You will get the username and the password in your mobile number for the online EDP training program. So you can enter that and register for the online program. You will be bank manager or any department guy, people will guide about this, so there is not a problem. Once the project is done, subsidy sanction, you have to apply for the sign board. Like in your project site, you have to mention this project is loan is sanctioned by so and so bank and under PMEGP scheme, saying that you have to mention the sign board along with your photo. So this is the overview of the application process. I will not get into the every single part because it depends on case to case, cannot be generalized. So this is to give the general idea about the process. I hope you are following me through this process until now. So next step is the importance of DPR, detailed project report. what most people do, just as I explained earlier also, DPR is not just a formality, so it has to consider contain all these details like business overview, nature of business, what are the product or services, the market opportunities, whether it is suitable for this region, and whether promoter is having good experience in this, or not experience, at least some skill or advantage in starting this project. So, and the financial projection, all the machinery and equipment details to be correctly mentioned, working capital details, because without working capital is almost compulsory for any business, so without that the business will suffer. So the repayment schedule, how many years are required for the repayment, and the common DPR mistakes like inflated projections or inflated cost estimation to get the higher subsidy, all those things should not be there in the DPR. So what I suggest is better you get it done from a professional person who is experienced in preparing the project report, especially for PMEGP process, because all the promoters margin depending on your caste and all those things. Let him prepare the project report based on the scheme guidelines. Okay, it should contain all the information about the project, because every time you cannot go to the manager and explain every detail about the project. So whatever you have to say, it should be in black and white, so it should be given in the project report. So actually I will show you one thing. So this is our Bankon services, this is our website. Okay, you can come to our website and come down here in the home page. You can just download this free starter kit, where you can see the project report template. We have not given the complete project report for any project, so this is just a template. It will give you idea about how to prepare the project report, what are the things should be there in the project report. So you can come here to our website and download the project report, so it will give the basic idea about how it should be prepared. Okay, you can visit our bankonservices.com website. I will give the link in the description for the link for our website. So I hope that will be helpful. You can even also check our services. So what are the services Bankon offers? So here also you can download the starter kit. These are all the schemes that we support. All those things will be there. Let us not get into the website part now. Let us go to this part. So the next part is very important. How banks evaluate PMEGP application, because every project will not be sanctioned, so you have to convince the bank manager that this project is going to be successful. So that is the important point. So first is project viability. Let us think in the perspective of the bank manager, whether if you give the project report or just approach the manager for a loan, so he will check whether this project is available, whether this model is sustainable, whether it is suitable for this area, or whether this guy is having a hold on the subject, whether he understands what he is doing, so whether his loan requirement is acceptable or not, loan amount is accepted or not. So all these things comes under project viability. He will just assess based on the information you give to the manager. Okay, so this is very important. And the credit history, you should have a CIBIL score, good CIBIL score, just not the CIBIL score, there should not be any defaults or settlements. So all those things we should not be there. So it is going to be very, very difficult nowadays. It is you will have to have a good CIBIL report just to enter the bank itself. I'm just giving the example. So that is the importance of credit history. So if you have taken any default or something, better you consult a professional who can clear this CIBIL issues. So you have to clear the outstanding or overdue, something like that. So you can approach a professional who can correct the CIBIL score, that can be corrected. And then repayment capacity, the DPR should clearly mention that the income you receive out of the present project or proposed project should be sufficient to repay the loan without any issues. So that has to be taken care in the DPR explanation. It should clearly explain that this project is capable enough to generate enough cash flow so that you can repay the loan without any issues in the future. So DPR quality, I have tested this point enough of times. So well prepared DPR with backed up financial assumptions. So it is a very important part. So if there are any mistakes in the DPR, then it is not that the mistakes in the DPR will cause a rejection of the loan. But most of the time banker will be like, what is this? They cannot understand what the project is, so they may ask for the revised DPR, or sometimes there is a chance that they may not show the interest in sanctioning the loan. Make sure that it will be correctly submitted. This is collateral and security. For small loans, say up to 50 lakhs also, most of the time, if the project is good, if the manager is convinced about your capacity to make the project successful, then most of the time they will not ask for the collateral security. And one more thing, important thing is, there is an option called whether you want to avail the loan under this. There is one option, so you have to, while applying, you better opt for that scheme, so that here it will be there. Yes, here it is. Whether you want to avail a CGTMSE, you always mention it as yes, so that your project will be considered under CGTMSE scheme. It is very, very, very important. So make sure that it is done, so that you don't have to give any collateral security. Of course, if you give the collateral security, the chances are more that your project will be sanctioned without much any issues. But the problem is, like, you have to get the legal opinion, or get the property papers, and then valuation of these properties. Then there may be some issues in the legal opinion. All those things will be there. So for up to loan up to 50 lakhs, I better suggest you request the manager, and if it is required, you give a separate requisition letter stating that you want to apply the loan under CGTMSE scheme. So if the project is good and if the manager is convinced about the promoter's ability, that is main thing, then it will be definitely considered under CGTMSE. So you can save a lot of time, money, and unnecessary procedural burden. Applicant background, and it is saying medium, but for my thing, I think it is very, very important, because whatever the project is, if the applicant is capable, then he can pull it off, like he can make it successful. Whatever the case, whatever the project is, inefficiencies, then he can cover it. He can overcome it by his capacity. But of course, so manager will assess whether this applicant is capable enough to make the proposed project successful. So these are all the banker's perspective. And it is one more important thing is there. So actually the procedure is, you apply for the PMEGP loan and select the bank, like which bank you have to, first financing bank, which bank you want to take the loan. So you have to select this bank. So then this application will be sent to that bank, and then you have to go there and talk to the manager that I have applied for the PMEGP. But this is the procedure. But what we suggest is, better you go to the manager and submit the project report. So this is going to be very, very important when you are going to manager for the proposal of the bank loan. Very, very important. You go with the complete documentation file, okay? Because most of the time manager will be busy in his day-to-day work. He may not be patient enough to just go through your project, so listen to your explanations and all. What I suggest is, you completely prepare the project report according to the checklist what you have given already. You prepare a complete file, attach the project report with it, so that all the details will be considered in that, and submit the file. So manager will be like, okay, everything is ready, only thing is to I have to process the loan. Or else, if nothing is ready, you just go and ask for a loan. He will think that let us see what the customer, if the customer is really serious about the project, he will say like, okay, come in the next month, or maybe after March, or something like that, because he want to test your interest or seriousness about this project. So what I suggest is, you go with the complete file, your KYC and the basic document estimation, quotations, and project report, everything as a complete file. You go and keep it before the manager, so that he will be like, okay, everything is ready, let us go ahead. So he don't have any choice but to go with the process, and he will be convinced with your readiness for the application. It will just easily save you around 1 to 2 months of time. So this is very, very important, okay? Instead of going empty handed and explaining the things, go with the complete documentation. What I still suggest is, go with 2 to 3 prepare 3 files of the same documents, and go to 2 banks or 3 banks and submit to all the managers. Whoever is more interested, whoever is very fast and responsive, you go with them. It is not compulsory that you should be having the you should be having account in the bank. You can go to any bank and give the loan application. You can take your friend who is already having the account in that bank or something like that for the introduction. So you can go there and apply for the ask for the loan. So once the manager is showing interest for your sanctioning your loan, then you can come back here, PMEGP portal, okay, and then select the bank. Suppose if the Bank of Baroda manager is interested in funding your project, then you can choose that Bank of Baroda bank and IFSC of that branch. All those things you can choose here and submit. Follow-up process after application. Post-application follow-up process is like, say, district level committee. Okay, you don't have to worry about this. Since you have applied online, everything will be taken care here. EDP training, it will be done only after the sanction of the bank loan. So if you have chosen online process, you can get the online EDP training. Okay, so as of now the EDP training is closed, only offline is there. Then bank interview, all those things, okay, we discussed. Loan sanction, subsidy processing, subsidy release. Okay, this is like everything will be done automatically, but you have to keep in touch with the bank manager and check whether the loan is sanctioned. It may take some time, 15 days or something like that. Many people will be fed up like, okay, there are too many documents or too many procedures, but obviously it is a government scheme where the subsidy will be given. They cannot give it like that. There will be procedures to follow, because there will be a lot of misuses if the procedures are not followed. To avoid the misuse of the subsidy scheme, the bank and government will follow some procedures that is mandatory. So it is, if you understand the scheme and documentation process clearly, then it should not be any problem. You can get complete process within 1 or 2 months. 2 months is maximum. Okay, maybe 1 month or 2 months you can get the complete process. That much is time is necessary. Common reasons for rejection. Okay, let us understand why the applications get rejected, because it is very important. I will show you one interesting thing. You can just come to the PMEGP portal, okay, and then you can go to the dashboard. Where is the PMEGP dashboard? Okay, so you can check here in the last year 2025-26, 231,000 applications were filed, whereas the department itself has already cancelled more than almost 70,000. I'm just approximately telling, rounding it off. 60,000 maybe applications were not at all eligible for this forwarding to bank. So it is not eligible. Almost these projects were 60,000 projects were cancelled or rejected in the first step. And then, but look at here, out of this 250,000, only 50,000 projects were sanctioned by the bank. It is like 1:5, maybe 20%, just 20% of the 80% of the loans will be rejected by the bank. So this is not very, like you just apply for it and you will get the loan. So it is a very good, fantastic and attractive scheme from the government, but the following the strict procedures and the steps are very, very important. So that is why I told you why the applications get rejected. This is very important. So wrong project selection, this is the first thing, because if you are not having good knowledge or experience, I should not say experience, it's for the freshers, but at least you should be knowing what you are doing. Okay, that is important. If the project is already started, all those things, so it will not be considered. So this is what again it is coming. So okay, so generic template, unrealistic number, and the copy paste DPR. Like if you are just submitting it for the formality process, then it will definitely not contain all the details. It will not justify why this project is credit worthy, why it should be given the loan. All those justification, strong justification and details are not there. So then it's going to create the problem. So poor financial background. So never ever go and explain your problems to the manager, because they are not interested in the project. So they should be like confident enough that if you give the loan to this guy, so he will be doing the business right and he will repay the loan. That is the primary interest. They are not interested in your personal problems or struggles. So you should be like, I am having a good sound background and then I will make the project successful. I am very confident. That is how should be your behavior. And CIBIL score and all, I explained it already. So incomplete documents, okay, this is the important thing. There will be like whatever the documents we explained, all those things are mandatory. So if you are not giving the complete documents at once, it is going to delay the process. And if some important documents are missing, and if the bankers feel that okay, it is like going nowhere, then there is a chance that the project will be rejected. So and unrealistic projection, just to get the loan sanction, if you are giving the unrealistic projection that I will make 10 times profit within 2 years or something like that, then it will be too good to true. Then also your project will be seen with the doubted eyes. Then wrong category claim, can just claim special subsidy category without valid. If you say I am coming under a particular category without any proof or something like that, then it will be straight away rejected. So I am going to give you some practical tips to improve the approval chances, both the subsidy and loan application. Okay, you make the project cost realistic. Just to get the subsidy benefit, never ever increase the project cost. Okay, match the machinery cost to the actual market quotation. Okay, these things, proper documentation, professional DPR, all these things will be covered. Bank communication, visit the bank personally, like you have to go to the bank manager and explain the process, and along go with the complete set of file as I told earlier. So once all the documentation paperwork is ready, manager will be like, okay, everything is ready, my job is only to sanction the loan. If you give that confidence, that and if you know that you to apply for the PMEGP, and he will be like, okay, I don't have to handhold this guy in every step, because he knows how the process goes, so it will be easy for me, because bankers are not in a position to handhold you in every step. If the process is very smooth and there is less work for them, then they will be happy to sanction the loan. So EDP training ready. You don't worry about this. You maintain clean CIBIL, so it cannot be done right now. If you have any problem with the CIBIL, then you have to get a good professional to get your CIBIL right. If there is a severe problem, then you have to correct it slowly. Okay, there are some ways to improve the CIBIL score. That will be a different topic. I'm not going to explain in this video. Maybe I can make a separate video about how to improve the CIBIL score and all. Here we come. The role of Bankon. What are the professional consultancy support that we are giving in the Bankon? First, like project structuring. Once you have a business plan, but you don't know how to structure the project which is applicable for the bank loan and the subsidy part, you will structure the project in a way that the bankers will be convinced, so that this project is viable and it is also coming correctly under the PMEGP scheme, because most of the time there will be confusion under which category it will come. So all those confusions we will remove and structure the project exactly as per correct requirement for the bank loan, and so correctly understanding and preparing the project structure. That is the first thing. So DPR preparation we do, like customized bank ready detailed DPR for the as per the PMEGP guidelines, based on your category and the margin money and subsidy, how much percentage subsidy is applicable. All those details we have to DPR, because the different projects have a different subsidy percentage and a different margin amount. We have to assess the project based on this project structure, how much subsidy is available, which category it comes, and all those things. Based on this structuring is like a skeleton of the projects, and this is like shaping of the further development of the skeleton. Here we prepare the detailed project report. This project report will be suitable for both PMEGP department and bank loan. So there will not be two projects, so we will prepare it in a way so that it is acceptable by both the bank and PMEGP. We will guide you regarding the application guidance, so how to submit the application to the bank for whatever the bank it is. If it is depending on your bank, we will guide you through the application process, and online PMEGP application process also we will guide, and we can apply on your behalf. That application also we can take care, so that nothing will be left out, everything will be submitted at once. So documentation support, if you want, it is not that we are going to get you the government certificate. That of course you have to get from your local authorities, like rural certificate or caste certificate, all those things that we cannot help you in getting that, but we can guide you how to get that, where to get that checklist, so that every document will be submitted at once. It is not that you are going to submit one today and maybe the banker will ask another document after 115 days, then you are going to submit that. Meanwhile, this process, the project file will be like misplaced or something like that, so they will forget what is your project if you keep on submitting the documents in 3 months. That we will avoid. We can guide you to submit the documents all at once. Okay, then bank follow up. So what happened, how to follow up the bank, all those things we will guide you. Post sanction support, so regarding the EDP training and the submit, disbursement of the loan amount, disbursal of the subsidy, repayment if any guidance is required regarding the interest rate, all those things, everything we will guide you through this process. So this is the comprehensive, right from, as we told, from project structuring, loan application to subsidy sanction and repayment support. Not repayment support means we will guide you on how to properly take the loan disbursement and procedure for the repayment of the loan amount. Okay, professional consultancy services. Okay, it is like, of course, we are going to this is going to be a paid professional consultancy services. We are a private firm, not a government organization. We are doing this project, all those services I explained as earlier. If you are very serious about this application process and you want to get started with the project, you can contact us. We will leave the contact details and our website, email, everything in the description, so you can check and contact us. You can check also our website. I will just write here. Okay, www.bankonservices.com. So this is our website. You can get all the details about our services in this website. Okay, I will just show you. I will take you through this. I have already shown. Okay, this is the website. So we have already prepared 600 plus DPR and we are doing this service in last 16 years. So all these things are our testimonials. You can just go through and contact us. Okay, you can even WhatsApp us coming to the website, so our people will get in touch with you with your requirement. All these things, our website, email ID and our contact details, everything will be given in the description. You can check and contact us for the professional consultancy services. We will let you know about our professional charges and all, depending on what are the services we have to give it to your project. Thank you. I think I have explained you the complete process about the PMEGP process. Of course, if it was like a presentation or a slideshow, I know, because we are not professional content creators to give a very colorful or video type information about the scheme. But I thought, okay, giving the better information is more important than giving the colorful video presentation. I hope I have explained the details thoroughly. Of course, I cannot explain you the complete step by step, because as I told, it is like depending on the project, varies from project to project. But I have given you the overview of this project, PMEGP and bank loan. And best wishes for your PMEGP journey. Good luck. Thank you.